How you doing? This is George at Wicked Warnings, and today we're doing a tech tip video, and this video is going to pertain to all 2015 and newer F-150s and all 2017 and newer Super Duties. Exactly are going to be the same exact truck that as what we're working on, but this procedure is uniform across a whole lot of trucks. The question I get asked a lot is, how do you get the wiring from the third brake light for something like an Akari mount, rooftop light bar, or strobe lights in the third brake light? How do you get that wiring to the front of the truck? And we're talking about the third brake light, the cargo light area, right up there. How do we get that wiring to the front of the truck? So we're going to show you today how I get the wiring through from there to the front of the truck and the most important parts in that process to make note of. All right, so we're up here on the roof of the truck, and if you need information on how to do the strobe lights on these lights, or how to put together an Akari light bar, or the light bar mount, or how to mount a light bar to the Akari, check our DIY section out. We have videos on all of that as well, but the one part I don't know if I covered was chasing the wire through here. So you can use any kind of fish tape that you want. My preferred fish tape is actually an industrial HVAC zip tie, straightened out, flattened. It's flat, it's plastic, it won't cut things, and it seems to slide through there very nice. As you can see here, I have quite a long one right here, and again, the plastic won't scratch things and such, so I kind of like it a little bit. This is my preferred method. Now I'll take you in and show you a little bit closer. So on the Ford, right in this hole here, you can first pop off the third brake light, and if it's an older style third brake light, just take the light bulbs out and leave it connected like this. But there's a hole in the second layer of roof right here, and you're going to want to put your fish tape in the hole on an angle like this. Now don't go forward because we have glass roof. We want to go this way, straight sideways. And in Chevrolet, there's a hole. There's always a hole, and directly under that hole is the headliner. So, you know, if you were to stick a screwdriver through there, it's going to pop out the headliner on the other side. So your fish tape is actually going to be running between the roof structure and the headliner that's floating below it. And it's going to slide this way, and we're going to basically slide it all the way over, and we're going to be looking for it in the corner of the cab over here. Okay? So again, there's your hole. You're going to be sliding it this way, primarily over to the corner of the cab over there. And this takes a little practice, and two people definitely help, but you may or may not get it to slide right through on the first try. More than likely not. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to teach you the proper way to take off a door seal. You don't want to ever kink any of these bends in the door seal, particularly the corners. You want to retain the shape. So the easiest way is to come down slightly in the center here, and then come down the largest, flattest areas are where you're going to want to remove it first. And then you're able to kind of take it out like this and leave the corners intact. And you'll get a little bend in here and a little bend in here, but you see how I'm not completely ruining that corner? Because when you crease this rubber sharply, you really mess up this part in here. You want this part to be nice, and you want to make sure when you go to put it back that these are nice and snug. You don't want to have any horrible creases in here. So be very careful with the weather stripping. And once you get the weather stripping out of play, I'm going to show you a little bit closer the next very critical step in this process. Okay, I'm going to take the camera in my hand. Every truck now has airbags, and the airbags are head side curtains. They're all ran up in here like this. You do not want to be tied up or coiled around any of that airbag action. So once you get in here, bringing the wiring here where my hands are right now is incorrect. That would prevent the airbag. You see how I went around the back of the airbag? That way, if this airbag deploys and comes down this direction, that wire isn't going to prevent it. You don't want to run your wiring down here like everybody does along the airbag. You don't want to coil around the airbag. You want to be above it and run your wiring up along the back here, tuck it up in here, and that way when the airbag comes down, the wire's not going to affect it. So then you can run the airbag. I actually prefer, my method is to come above it like this and to run the wiring straight down here and to go down this way and over this way. That's a good method too. So again, the airbag, the biggest trick there, be real careful with the door seal. And that is how to get wiring on pretty much all the trucks, from the third brake light to the front for your switches, etc. Thanks again for watching Wicked Warnings. Hope you enjoy this tip. See you on the next one.